why does France's diplomatic network support so strongly your work? Certainly because the Lohez Foundation and the French diplomacy share a common mission: to foster the links between countries, and in this case between France, the United States and China. I am sure that the 2016 scholars will follow the track of their predecessors by continuing to both think excellence and fight for social justice and peace wherever they live and work. I would like to thank you, dear Denning, for your work and for helping these young adults. And thank you all for attending this award reception.
Welcome to 11th edition of the Lohez 9/11 Foundation's Scholarship Award presentation at the French Consulate in this beautiful pink salon. Over the course of the years, I have had many conversations with our scholarship alumni, academicians, diplomats, and other movers and shakers to share the momentum that the Lohez 9/11 Foundation is experiencing. Or they appreciate the impact that the Lohez Foundation has on France and the United States, France and China bilateral relationships. Needlessly to say, last year, November 13th, Paris terrorist attack, and this year, Brussels attack, reinforced the social significance of our foundation. Tonight, we will honor 3 of 5 this year's scholarship recipients. As a founder of the Lohez Foundation, I have the following message to these recipients and to also their fellow students. Measure your success not about what you get, but by what you give back. Make a difference to those people and those causes you care deeply about. Get involved, influence others, be a leader, leave your community and your world a better place than you found it.
My name is Carla Verona. Welcome to the 2016 Jerome Lohez Scholarship Foundation Celebration and Scholarship Award presentation. I am an actress, a singer, a musician, and you will get a little sampling a little later, and I'm the front woman for my band, the Carla V Band. I'm also very proud and honored to serve as the MC for tonight's events. Not only is the foundation awarding scholarships to a new class of 5 international students, we have one on hand, a scholar who could not be with us last year, but who spoke with us via video then. Also, we are privileged to welcome as an honored guest who was chosen to receive the Lohez Foundation Distinguished American Spirit Award. Allow me to introduce a strong friend and ally of the 9/11 Foundation for Lohez, Miss Alessia Lefebvre Laporta. She is the director of the Alliance, which comprises Columbia University in the US. In partnership with programs at 4 major French universities, the Alliance is an endowed international joint initiative whose aim is to foster innovation and circulation of ideas in higher education and research with a strong interdisciplinary focus.
You all know it, the Jerome Lohez Foundation has a major, remarkable goal, which is recognizing the importance of transnational education, today more than ever, and encourage students in this direction. Alliance goal is very similar. Within Columbia University, since 12 years now, we foster transnational collaborative dimensions to all aspects of education. Alliance and the Jerome Lohez Foundation belong to the same community. The community of those who believe that cultural diversity is the key for creativity and tolerance. Those who believe that training responsible global leaders means giving the exposure to diversity and boldness. In many countries, including the United States, universities have developed ethnical, racial, sexual, religious, and socioeconomic or age diversity among their top priorities. But the main goal is usually to guarantee access, equal opportunities to the underrepresented. In spite of the good intention and beyond the official discourse, Once these diverse individuals are admitted, little has been done to bring their diversity into daily learning experience. In many cases, this could be seen as a dormant resource. However, it is through diversity that students learn the complexity of the decision-making process and the necessity to consider the variety of conflicting perspectives and opinions. High potential students are those who will be capable of transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. They want to make sure that they find a place that not only trains responsible leaders. They want to choose transnational education. They are looking for places that nurture visionaries and leaders that can anticipate challenges, push boundaries, and are ready to offer the creative restlessness needed to imagine a different world. Please join me in wishing a long life to the Foundation and to all the scholarships. Thank you.
As a board member of Lohez 9/11 Foundation, I am deeply honored to present the Distinguished American Spirit Award. Our guest of honor, Mr. Thomas Franklin, is an artist of extraordinary talent whose work has earned its place in the history. As a working metro area photojournalist on September 11, 2001, Mr. Franklin witnessed up close the full impact of the terrible event of that day. And yet, he somehow mustered the strength to capture with his camera acts of extreme humanitarian caring, moments of great bravery of a symbolic ride. His photo of the 3 New York firefighters raising the American flag at Ground Zero has become an American icon. In recent years, Mr. Franklin has transitioned to become Professor Franklin, now serving as a colleague of mine at Montclair State University in New Jersey. Dean Daniel Gorsuch has affirmed that Professor Franklin is training the next generation of photojournalists and encouraging his students to see the world through their own unique perspectives. Please welcome this year's American Spirit honoree, Thomas E. Franklin.
Council General Deputy, this is a beautiful room. Thank you very much for having us. Merci. Bonsoir. It is a great honor to be here tonight to receive this wonderful award. 9/11 is a day that none of us will ever forget, especially for those of us who live here in the New York metropolitan area. As you may know, I'm a photojournalist. I now teach at Montclair State University, but I'm still a photographer at heart. Photojournalism is my passion. I was working that day doing my job, documenting the biggest news event of my lifetime. At first from Jersey City, just across the river, where I saw the 2 towers collapse before my lens. And then at Ground Zero, a scene of massive destruction so surreal it was not to be believed. But it was. As the sun started to set late that afternoon, I saw these 3 firemen, and they were raising a flag at the southwest corner of the fallen towers. It was not a performance. They did not know anybody was watching or taking their photograph, but rather it was an act of patriotic solidarity, a simple act of strength and unity I captured. It became a very familiar image from that day. 4 years after 9/11, and this is still true today, but to a much lesser extent, rarely does a day go by where I did not meet somebody who knew somebody who died, or somebody who was close to them. Everyone knows somebody who was affected. The ripple effects of that day are immeasurable. September 11th forever changed our world. No words, no ceremony, no plaques, no amount of tears will ever replace our loss. But we honor them by remembering them. It has now been 15 years of memories that they would have made. As the years pass and we become further removed from those events, I wonder how they might have made the world better. I did not know Jerome Lohez. Just recently I learned that he was lost in the North Tower on September 11th, one of 5 French nationals killed that day, and that his wife Denning started this scholarship in his name. When I learned that this man's name lives on through a charitable organization dedicated specifically to promoting education and cultural exchange between the United States, France, and China, I thought, how wonderful. I believe that the way to conquer the senseless tragedy of that horrible day, the way to triumph over the evils of terrorism, is by committing to acts of kindness and by celebrating the human spirit. Today we do both in the name of Jerome Lohez. How wonderful that this man's legacy lives on in the name of transnational education, and that his memory lives on in the spirit of cultural understanding. And how wonderful that he lives on in making the world a better place. I am honored to receive this recognition. Merci.